Hello and welcome to another Dino review. It is a very, very exciting day. The recent Topiary Stomper was just spoiled today, so of course I had to bring you this Dino review to explain my thoughts on the card and the cards that I want to use in conjunction with it, synergies, that sort of thing. So you're going to get all that and more. Jokes. I got a lot of jokes lined up for this. I am hedging my bet that this thing will make the cut. Haha. I'll leave that up to you, though. I mean, it is growing on me, so. Alrighty, let's start at the top. Topiary Stomper. 1 and 2 green, which something you want to be wary of with the mana base. Oftentimes in the past, dinos, at least the way I've built them, haven't had too much double green. Of course, there is Ripjaw Raptor. There's Shifting Ceratops that both require 2 green. So with the addition of Topiary Stomper, I'm thinking probably if I am using this dino or whenever I am using it, probably stick to Gruul colors, red and green, just to make sure the consistency is there. Always able to cast this guy, but again, maybe it's not such a problem because Topiary Stomper, when it enters the battlefield, you search for a basic land, you put it onto the battlefield tapped. So in that way, maybe it's not too bad, especially if there's something like a single plains. You can grab it with Topiary, a single swamp. So yeah, I could see it maybe not being too bad. But still, the double green, that could be pretty restrictive, pretty rough, especially being reduced. Now, vigilance, that's going to be pretty important when we do get to attack with it. It's always nice not being left so open. A 4/4 body is pretty decent for aggression, and blocking wise for toughness, certainly I like that. Does survive Anger of the Gods, which I'll get into in a second. Meeting the requirement, that's going to be rough, which brings me to, I think it's going to be a perfect pairing for this card. Wayward Swordtooth, yes. Now it seems upping the total number of lands to maybe 24, 26, something like that. So you're oftentimes getting that basic with Topiary, and then you're playing another land for a turn, maybe another 2 with Wayward Swordtooth here. But if the game plan is centered around lands, that sort of thing, it certainly does make sense to at least try out Wayward Swordtooth in conjunction with Topiary Stomper there. That is a match made in heaven, I think. Definitely. And I haven't made Wayward Swordtooth work too well in the past, but I think this might be the dino to do it. Getting more lands, it's more permanence, cheaper dinos. Both dinos cost 3. Sometimes Wayward Swordtooth comes down for a single green due to cost reduction. But basics, yeah, we got to talk about that point because Topiary Stomper only grabs that. I think in the beginning I'm going to try 4 forests and 2 mountains, just because now there is a lot of stuff that requires double green. Hopefully that does the trick. I don't want to increase it too much more than that. Ranging Raptors I have used in the past, for anybody that doesn't know, 2 and a green. Enrage, when it's dealt damage, you search your library for a basic land, put it into the battlefield tapped. So it is similar to, a little bit similar to Topiary Stomper in that regard. But whenever I have brought in Ranging Raptors, I've oftentimes done 2 mountains, 4 forests, maybe up to 7 basics, something like that, just so there's plenty of opportunity for Ranging Raptors to go off. But now with Topiary Stomper, there's plenty. Probably if you went down to 3 basics, that might not be enough. Play a couple, say you get a Topiary Stomper a little bit later in the game, you might not have any basics to search for. So don't want to get caught out because of that. And then we got to work on how we can use this card before getting to 7 lands. Reckless Rage, along with fight spells, but specifically Reckless Rage, which did pretty fantastic for me the past few nights. Man, it's lovely stuff. Doesn't need to be able to attack or block to use a card like this, so that's going to be a pretty good benefit. Something that survives the 2 damage ping whenever we target a creature we control. And then, I mean, being at 4 toughness, you know what it survives. Bam. I love Anger of the Gods. You guys love Anger of the Gods. Blue Bear, if you're watching. Topiary Stomper is 4 toughness. Anger does 3 damage. Good stuff, good stuff. Now bringing in Anger of the Gods, again, Topiary Stomper, requiring 2 green, and then Anger of the Gods, requiring 2 red. Perhaps I could go 3 mountains, 3 forests. I could see an even split between mountains and forests just due to Anger of the Gods. If I wasn't using Anger and pretty much everything just needed, I don't know, a single red, I'd probably keep it at 2 mountains, maybe even 1 mountain and 5 forests. And again, it's another body that survives the damage from this card, this fantastic sweeper. We got to get to the fighting. Same idea as Reckless Rage, but fighting. Don't need to attack and block again to kill something. So Inscription of Abundance, if we did cast it for the kicker, Topiary Stomper could be the thing we choose to fight. And then we put the 2/1/1 counters on some other creature that has the potential to attack. We want to make the most benefit of those 2 counters. So we slap it on a Marauding Raptor, let's say. Then, of course, gaining the life. I mean, that's oftentimes a good thing. So yeah, Inscription of Abundance going to make use of that Topiary Stomper before 7 lands. Alrighty, that'll about do it for my dino review of Topiary Stomper. Hopefully you enjoyed. It's an exciting dinosaur. Hopefully we get another one in Streets of New Capenna, but even if we don't, I will be quite happy with this card, to say the least. Okay, remember, there's always room for improvement. See you next time.